So I recently had someone reach out and ask a question. And honestly, on this channel, if you have questions, I'm going to answer them. And I might even make a video on it just to walk you through step by step on how to do it because, hey, I want to help. So they were asking me, how did you do this effect right here? So I was messing around and I took my camera out and I was taking a few shots just to show you because I'm going to take those shots and we're going to put them onto the computer and I'm going to walk you step by step on how to do that shot that you saw with the wedding film. So step number one is to actually set the motion blur within your camera. Now, you might be shooting shutter speed or shutter angle, whatever it is, you want to crank that all the way down so that way you get more motion blur. That's going to be the first step and a must-have in order to do this effect. Now, I had the Canon C70 and I have custom function buttons. All I got to do is just basically press one button and it goes right to that slow shutter speed look. But you might not have that, but like I said, no big deal. All you got to do is just crank your shutter speed down and you're good to go. So when you get those shots, just like you're seeing here on screen, you're just going to basically get creative. Someone's running or someone's walking, whatever, and you're just going to grab those shots just like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take those shots, we're going to bring them into the computer and show you how I do this. All right, so we got our footage. I already put it onto the computer. I'm not going to walk you through that process because I always like making this kind of content really short, sweet, right to the point, no nonsense. So if you like that kind of thing, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, turn on the bell so you don't miss any future updated videos. All right, so let's take a look at what the footage looks like. And by themselves, they kind of look ridiculous. But let me just show you what this looks like by itself without any sound or without any effects. Putting sound design and putting effects on this is gonna make it so much better. So make sure you do that. But let me show you what it looks like without it, and then I'm just gonna let it play through to the very next effect. And that's pretty much it. That is super simple to do. Now, I know this isn't the wedding shot, but this is basically how I did that wedding shot that I showed you. I grabbed my stuff, all my effects from Motion VFX. I also grabbed my sound effects from MusicBed and I grab it from Epidemic Sound. So if you're looking for the same type of style that I get, this is kind of where I get my stuff. Let me just walk you through exactly what I'm using so that way if you're like, I want to do exactly what you did. So again, going to Motion VFX, this exact effect that I used was called the rewind effect. And if you type in this right here, you'll be able to basically pull up exactly what it is that I'm using. And that's pretty simple. Now, again, you can play with the opacity and play with the different type of settings that you want. I generally just drag and drop. The only thing that I change is like this part right here. I don't like it going too long because a lot of these drag and drop transitions can tend to be pretty cheesy sometimes. And this effect right in the beginning is called the film roll effect. And again, to the top right corner here, you could type this in Motion VFX and you'll be able to see exactly what it is I use. I use the transition 4 for this one. Again, you can stylize it, make it how you want. There's transition 5, 3, 1, 2, obviously, and then 4. 4 is the one that I used. And again, I shortened it and just kind of made it kind of how I wanted to make it. But one more thing though, I also grabbed like these adjustment layers and like the film dirt, and I put that on there as well because I feel like that's important to put on there because it gives it, again, that old filmic kind of look. And this adjustment layer right here as well, I also added a color wheel, as you can see up here, and I dropped like the colors. So if you look at the photo here, let me get a little bit more of a clear picture. Like if you look at this shot right here, And if I were to increase the color, that's kind of like what it looks like, right? But I don't like that. When we're talking old film, we want to make it look a little bit more desaturated. So I brought the colors down to make it look a little bit more desaturated. So that's it. That's pretty much it for this video. If you like this kind of stuff, go ahead and like the video, and I'll see you in the next video.